guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out, and I'm going to do a 6 coaster pour for you in resin, and I'm going to do purple today. It's been a long time since I've attempted anything purple, so today is the day. I've got my resin mixed up. I'm trialing my new resin, the Stonecoat Countertops. That's it there. It is the heat resistant one. It says heat resistant. I've also got one that's it's the art coat one, but this is the heat resistant one. It's really thick. It's very bubbly, but when I've used it previously, I have been able to torch the bubbles out. But can you guys please remind me to like torch every layer, or at least every second layer, because I keep forgetting. I should leave myself a big note saying torch. Right, today, purples. Now, this one here, this is my pigment paste from Rez. It's sitting in boiling water because it was really, really hard. I'll take it out. See if it's softened at all. See how it's rock hard, and then I put it in the water bath, and it's at least I can get some soft pigment out. So that's it there. So I thought I'd try with some pigment around the outside. It's still hard in the middle. Hopefully it will dissolve. It probably won't. I'll have to put it back in the hot water. So yeah, going to do the dark pigment. That one's called Galaxy. I'm going to lose my label though, putting it in hot water. So that's that one. And then I've got from Rez Royal Purple. So a dark purple, a lighter purple, and then this is called Lavender. It's by Pixie Dust Pigments. It's just a pale purpley lavender. I don't like having exactly the same shade or the same color and then lightening it with more resin. I prefer to have different shades. And then look, I've got my chunky glitter in purple. So that's going to be in the center. So purple, purple, purple. Let's get going. Can you see my cups on the side here? Let me see. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to put half a cup of resin in each little cup. Well, I should say fill it up halfway. I've mixed up about 300 grams. With the Stonecoat, because it's so thick, I really don't like measuring it like in, you know, in volume, like in mils. I prefer to weigh it. So I know that 200 mils of B weighs 180 grams. Hang on, I'm getting mixed up. 200 grams of A is equivalent to 180 grams of B. Okay, so you can halve it, you can double it, you can make it into quarters just to change, you know, the amount you want. So I've got 165 grams of one of them, and 155 grams of the other. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate on this. I'm not paying attention. 165 grams of A to 150 grams of B. All right. Now let's get back to this. I'll see if I can concentrate. Okay, so that's my chunky glitter gone in there. And I'm going to add just enough to make a paste. I just find it's easier, you know, to weigh the resin, especially when it's really thick like that. And you're trying to get into a measuring cup and you're looking at the line and going, okay, am I above the line? Am I below the line? Oh, it's just confusing. So if you work it out, like measure it once in your cup, and then you can write that down, what it actually weighs, like measure it while it's on a scale, and then you know how much it weighs for future reference. It's much easier doing it that way, I find anyway. All right, all these big chunky things, they stick to the bottom. So you can see how thick it is. Look at that. I've only done one other coaster set with this resin. Turned out nicely. I didn't get a lot of striations, but that could have been my colour choice. It was the brown and gold one that I did. Just filling these halfway. Not quite half yet. Right, you can sit over there, Resin. So I've got my glitter, that's my clear. That's going to be the light. That's going to be the medium. And you're the dark one. So let's just do about that much, what I can hold on the end of my little stick there. Give that a stir. Oh, you guys, I didn't add my mica powders into the cup first. Look at that. I was distracted telling you about the weights of resin. I wasn't concentrating. I'm still new to this. I'm learning. All right, let's put the lid back on that one. I'll put the colours there so you can see them. Right, the purple. Let's do a spoonful. Not a heaped spoonful, just a kind of rounded spoonful. Is that one? Do you like my new mould? I think I'm getting better at my mould. It's still not perfect, but it's getting better. I'm happy with this one. All right, and this one. Now, I'm not quite sure. It's like pale and it's got like little tiny dots of darker colour into it, so hopefully it'll be all right. Let's do the same. Spoonful of that one. And you're not supposed to go over 10%, they say, of whatever you're adding to the resin. Just wipe that spoon so I can use it again tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. I have to work tomorrow. I tell you, work gets in the way of acrylic pouring and resining. I have to work for the next 3 days. So I have got a few videos waiting to upload because I won't be able to do any art for the next 3 days. So at least I've got videos waiting there. Oh, look at that. That is gorgeous colour. Yeah, so I've got videos waiting that I can upload for you while I'm working for the next 3 days. Get your Julie hit. Okay, so that is gorgeous. Let's mix this one in. I was going to use a purple ink, but my purple ink that I've got, purple, what is it? Passion purple. Oh, I've spilt. Oh my gosh. I should lay something over that, shouldn't I, before I stir, because now I've got little bits of mica powder flying around everywhere. This is why you put your mica powder in first and then add your resin on top. Wipe your stick so that you're getting the powder off your stick too. I'm going to have to get some tape and get that out. Oh, my new clean mould is all dirty already. So this is just my little prototype here with the hearts in it. I am getting these made. Oh, no, I'm not going to get that out with that. I am getting these made from my mold maker overseas with the hearts on them. We're still at design stage, so it's going to be a couple of months yet before I get them. But yeah, just, you know, watch this space. They will be coming. And they'll have these two little hearts in the middle. They'll be like keychain or pendant hearts because they'll have the little hole so that you can put your key ring through or your necklace through. So yeah, that's exciting. Unfortunately, they won't have the rock edges though, because apparently it's too difficult for them to make with the rock edges, which I can understand. I mean, this has taken me a very long time to get this right, and it's still not perfect. It's mold making. Oh gosh, it's difficult, you guys. Had no idea. Oh look, I'm making this worse now. There's hair in it. All right, I'm just gonna have to go for it. I'm just making it worse. All right. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is, with the very darkest one, go around the outside. And I just want a very thin little amount, so I'll squeeze that tight and see if I can get a tiny little bit to come out. Someone said to me I should use my piping bags that I use for my flowers. And I thought, yes, brilliant idea. But then, of course, I forgot about it today. So that I don't get too much along the edge, because the edge colour always kind of comes in and takes over. So that's better. I'm getting a thinner one there. Pouring from up high a little bit more tends to make a thinner a thinner line, but then it goes wiggly. Oh. Now I just want to put some clear in those two little heart blanks there in the hearts, because I actually need some little clear hearts. So I'll try and remember to do that. Went over the edge. I'm trying to keep my new mold nice and pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. When you look at other people's molds, the top edge is usually quite, how can we put it, 90 degrees, like quite straight. My edges are kind of curved on this. It's just because of the way that I've made the mold. As I said, I was struggling with it, so they're a little bit curved. So I'm keen to see what the outcome will be once I've demolded these. And they're not very deep. They're probably only about 5 millimeters deep. And I quite like that, because I can then dome my coasters or dome my resin, because then I don't have the lip to sand, and it's not going to make that too thick. Because when you pour extra in to dome it, you can sometimes have your coasters a little bit too thick because you've added extra. Just going to push this into the edges. Probably don't need to, but I just want to make sure that they're all going to be symmetrical. Just take my time. Feel free to fast forward, you guys, if you don't want to watch me doing this. It's hard to know what people want to see and what they don't want to see, but I'm just enjoying my resining today. It's a Sunday morning here for me. You won't see this until probably a few days later, but I'm just enjoying it. I don't want to rush the experience. Take a little bit out of there if I can. Okay, so that's my dark purple. Now, I'm not sure whether I should do clear next or go with the... Actually, what'll happen if I do a layer of clear between each? So let's do that. Let's do a little puddle of clear. Just a little one. See, this is such a thick resin. It's not really flowing like what I'm used to. But I figure if I pour my other colour in on top of this clear, it should kind of spread it out and push it, shouldn't it? I need to get another baby wipe out. This one's covered in resin. Oh, let me just grab another one out. I've got my baby wipes here. Okay, I shouldn't get it on my hands, should I? Right, now the next one, the next darkest is this one here. So let's pour a little puddle of that one out on top. Maybe if I keep my stick, that might work. See how it's just sitting on top? Because it's not really thick enough to push. I mean, it's not thin enough to like push the others out. Now I'm going to torch after this because I've already forgotten to do it. Actually, this is a good resin to actually trial pouring in lines around rather than pouring in puddles. Maybe I can try that next time because it doesn't want to spread very easily. So maybe actually drawing my lines in with each color might be an option. I don't think you've got quite as much. I'm trying to do that left-handedly. See, it's not really spreading, it's just like sitting there going, no, I'm comfy, I don't need to move. Yes, you do need to move. All right, where's my torch? Now, I just have to be careful not to hit my actual silicone. See, by this time, when I torch normally, I've got resin right across. That's not really doing much at all. Let's do some more clear. Just filling up my little cardboard cup here. I wonder if I could get it from up high. Push out a little bit more. It's not really doing a lot. Not really. All right, I need to fill my cup up again. I could have set it in hot water, I guess, but it's a pain. Putting it in hot water actually makes it set up faster, makes your resin set faster. This resin has a 45-minute work time, which is nice, especially if you're doing something big, you know, like a cake stand, 3-layer cake stand. The first time I did a cake stand, it set up. I didn't show you the video, I deleted it. But yeah, it set up, it did not work. Righto, let's go with the next colour. And again, I'll try and go from up high, not that it makes a difference, it really doesn't. Because the weight of it's just, it's so thick. Oh, I haven't got my sticks under my bench here. No wonder it's all going that way. Hang on, I'm going to fix my sticks. I'm going to put them under a table here. That goes under there. That goes under there. Okay. That's it. Oh, everything's just so sticky. So much more sticky when it's thick like this. Everything's just sticking to everything else. Well, oh, I guess I'm going to lose my clear center because instead of having all my clear at the end, I've got clear in between each layer. So probably going to lose my clear center. That's that one done. Now basically I'm just going to put some more clear in on top, and basically bringing them up to the surface, up to the top of my coaster. I was hoping that the clear would, like, you know, push everything out, but the resin's just so thick it's not doing that. When I used the thinner resins, when I poured in like that, it was thinner and it actually made a dent, you know, and pushed all the colours out to the outside. It's not happening. I'm remembering to torch. Okay, more clear. That's all I've got left. Hopefully I've got enough. Hopefully. I thought 300 would be enough. 300 grams. But I'm almost out. I'll have enough. Oh, you're full. Oh, how did you get so full? Don't burst your banks there, will you? Now this is all I've got left. Because this mold is handmade, and because when I made my blanks, my coaster blanks initially, you know, some might be 6 mil thick, some were 5 mil thick. So some of the coasters are a little bit thinner than others, so they don't actually hold as much. This is obviously one of them that doesn't hold as much. But hey, that's just, you know, homemade things. They're never going to be perfect. I was trying to get it as perfect as possible, but yeah, as I said, I was struggling, and I just didn't feel comfortable selling them when I wasn't 100% comfortable with them. But anyway, let's see what happens. You're very full. I don't think I can actually get any out though, because I would destroy my pattern that I've got going. Oh, forgot my little clear guys. Although I do need more for you. This is going to be a problem, isn't it? I haven't got enough to go around. And I still need to put my glitter in, and everything's filling up. This is the last of it. There's a few coasters that still need a little bit more just to bring them up to the same height as the others. I'm just going to have to really scrape my cup and get what I can out. I'll have to remember for next time that 300, what was it? 315 isn't quite enough. Better off having a little bit more, aren't you, than not quite enough. I don't know if I can get any more out of my cup. Not really. It's pretty empty. No. All right, I'll just have to leave it like that. It's looking pretty. It is looking pretty. I don't know why I always want a clear center. I do, but I don't get it. And I guess today I might have actually achieved the clear center today if I hadn't have put clear between each layer of color. Because then instead of having the clear in between, I would have had the clear all at the end. So it would have been a lot more clear at the end. You know, to hopefully make a clear center. But I still want to put my glitter in. And I can see something in there. Gotcha. Right, let's do the glitter. It's kind of looking a different shade now, although, you know, I've got 3 different purples in there, and this is more like a pinky purple, so hopefully it'll still work. I'm going to use a spoon. I think it's just easier. Try and get half, oh, let's try for a level spoon. And just put you in the middle. See, I haven't got any resin left over to, you know, to pour in on top of that. You know how I like to pour some resin in over the top, just to help push it down? I got nothing left. So hopefully it'll just sink down on its own. That one was a slightly bigger teaspoon, that one there. You'll have to have just a little bit more. Try and make them as even as possible. It's basically just a level spoonful. And it should spread itself out with any luck. If I hadn't have filled up these ones closest to me so much, I would have had more for those ones, but I've filled them a little bit too much. Okay, still got a little bit left. Who needs a bit more? Me, you on the end, okay. Trying to even them out. I really hope that my colour doesn't come in and cover those. Probably will, because that's the issue I've been having all the time is I'm not going to, actually I won't do that. I won't push them in. You need a little bit more. I think the weight of them should just sort of push them down and settle them down on their own, hopefully. Right. Just going to wipe my hands again. If they stay like that, I'll be happy, but see this lighter, it's kind of like, it looks like a white ring. It's pushing in, it's enclosing. Now I'm going to have to torch, oh I didn't do my little hearts. Can't see them. What was I going to say? Can't remember. Clean up my mess as I go, then I can use this piece of baking paper again. It's nice and easy to clean up. Oh, that's right. I'm going to come back and torch every few minutes. As the bubbles rise, I will torch them and get them out. But yeah, it's a very bubbly thick resin. But I did torch each sort of layer. I was careful to try and torch as I went. Right, let's get you down for a close-up. Let's get one glove off. And we'll see what's happening. Like, I don't mind too much not having a clear center. That's not the thing. The thing that bothers me is the top of the color of the resin running over my crystals or my glitter or my glass or whatever I've got in the middle. That's the issue that I have, not the fact that it's not a clear center. As long as I can still see the crystals, then I'm happy. But if you can't see them, then what's the point of putting them in there? The glitter, it's reflecting all these different colors around it. It's actually purple. You can't see that it's purple though, can you? Because it's just picking up. It's like reflecting my blue shirt that I've got on. I don't know where the red's coming from. It's just refracting. You know how light refracts and makes different colours? So we're getting some really cool effects there with that light purple. It looks a little bit bluish through my screen, but it's not. I might come back in about half an hour or so. I'm going to go and sit down and have a cuppa. See my doggies. So I might come back in about half an hour and see how they have changed. But yeah, love it. All right, I'll see you real soon. I'm focusing on that light above. All right, see you in half an hour. I'm gonna have my cuppa. I'm back. I actually wanted to show you, it's actually been 4 hours, and I wanted to show you this because I'm actually really quite impressed with what's been happening with the striations I've been getting just over the last couple of hours. Not much really happened for the first little while. Like with some resins that I've used, the striations pretty much appear, you know, straight away. This one just slow and steady wins the race, you know. It's a couple of hours later, but they are all looking really nice, and we can still see the glitter in the middle. Which is really pretty. I guess, see, this glitter floats, the little particles, the little flat pieces, so they've actually all floated to the top. There are some underneath, but the ones that you can see are actually floating on top. So I guess that's one way to keep your glitter on top, is to let it float on top. So anyway, there we go. Just wanted to show you that. I'm actually going to leave these for 2 days now before I unmold, because there's no point me unmolding them after 24 hours. They're still bendy. So I'll have to wait for 2 days and then I'll paint the edges, and so I'll see you in 2 days, but it'll only be 2 seconds for you. Good morning. It's a couple of days later because I've had to work. Oh, work gets in the way of resining and painting, doesn't it? So here they are. With the purple glitter on top. These are some that I've done previously. A different shade of purple with the gold glitter and the gold edge. Got my little feet on the bottom. So that's them. So this time, because I've already done gold, I thought I'll do silver edging. So that should look all right, shouldn't it? So let's get these babies out anyway. So there it is. Got some, look at those striations. Have got pretty striations in the end. They just took a long time to come up. There's our little purple glitter. It's picking up all the different colours around it. And that's okay. On the back it's interesting. Got a lot of glitter there. I do prefer the front though. So much prefer the front on that one. Might be a little tiny, oh, it's got a tiny little lip because I didn't make them so that they were doming. A few bubbles there, I don't know if you can see them in the light, a few little bubbles. As I said, this very bubbly resin, this one. I can sort of see, I don't know whether that's glitter or whether it's just bubbles on top. I mean, it feels smooth. They're a nice thickness, beautiful and shiny. Look at that. I do like those striations. We've got the like pale, it's actually a little bit transparent in the center. Got the pale lilac-y middle there, and then it gets darker and darker with those darker purple striations. I love those striations, they're really pretty. So I guess they're all going to be about the same, aren't they? Yep, all the same. Don't really like the backs. I'll keep the fronts, that's for sure. A little bit of a edge there that I'll have to just file with my nail file. Just an emery board, but not much at all. And you know, being heat resistant and scratch resistant in 30 days, not yet, I don't have to give them a top coat, so yay. Oh, yeah, it's popping straight out. And there's the last one. So all the same. I wonder if we can get our little tiny hearts out. Look at that. It's got a few bubbles in it. Bit of an overflow over the top there. Probably put a little bit much in. I can just file that little bit down. But yeah, it's bubbly, isn't it? Look at that. So yes, I guess that's the problem with a thick resin. Now, colours. I have got this one, which is a lovely shiny silver. This one I don't really like, Model Master. It's called German silver. It kind of has a more of a greenish tone to it, like it's a dull silver. I think they use it for when they're doing model cars and things like that. They probably need that specific color, but I don't really like it, so I haven't been using it. I used it once, but not again. Montmartre in the silver. So that's them there. I think I'll do this one. This one looks really nice and bright. So I'll just get set up and I'll show you how I paint the edges. With this little sharp edge, can you see that this just there? I just use my nail file, emery board, and just basically give it a bit of a file. Wipe off the dust. It doesn't take a lot of filing. Probably best to do it outside so that you don't get dust in your, whoops, dropped it, dust in your studio. But that's all I had to do, just that tiny little bit. Now, where was it? Can't even see where it was anymore. Oh, there. Okay, so, yep, doesn't take long. It doesn't matter if you get like a bit of a scuffed edge because you're going to paint it anyway. So, what I like to do is you're going to give it a really good shake, shake, shake. And then I find it much easier just to pour a little bit into the lid, just so that it's easier to dip your brush in, or your pen, whatever you're using. I'm using my empty Krylon silver pen, but you can use whatever you like. I'll put it there. I'll try not to drip onto my coaster. I'm just going to put my glove on. This is my dirty painting glove, so that I can pick this up. Actually, I'll put that over there now, hey. So just dip it in there and basically go around your edges. The problem I have with these in the background is it wants to focus on them. So these coasters aren't very thick. They're probably only about 5 mil. I actually quite like them that thickness, or that thinness, I should say. Just gotta be careful you don't put too much on, otherwise you get a blob on the back. Maybe wipe it off on the side of the lid there so that, you know, get your excess off. So basically just go around like that. Oops, that was a little bit too much there. See, I'm getting a blob on the back there. You can just wipe it off if it's still wet. And keep going. I won't do the whole thing. You get the general idea. And then just get a little bit of paint on that tip of your brush or your pen, and oops, see if we can focus. Just follow that edge around. I find I only have to do one coat. Oops, bit of a blob there again. Putting too much on. You don't need very much. You can go that way as well to smooth out that blob. So that's basically it. Just follow that little edge around. How are they looking with silver? It's a bit tricky with the purple center, isn't it? You can't exactly put purple on the edge. I think the silver looks nice. So there we go. That's how you do it. And I'll just continue, and I'll do them all, and then I'll set them up outside for a little photo shoot. So yeah, Stonecoat Heat Resistant. Let's see, what can we say about it? It's very bubbly, so I had to over torch. A couple of my coasters got stuck. I do get nice striations, but I don't know, I think I can see like bubbles still in the surface. So I don't know, I'll have to work out how I can torch. Maybe I need to let the resin sit longer before I start to get the bubbles out, because I haven't had problems with coasters sticking before when I torch, so that could be an issue. Anyway, we'll see you soon for the setup. All right, bye.